Training for his next against his next opponent, Alex Stewart. As SNN's Mike Forrest reports now, Tyson hoping this will be his last fight before getting a crack at the championship.
All that was missing were the clowns. It was a real circus when Mike Tyson was unveiled to the media. Film director Spike Lee was even there, commissioned to make a pre-fight feature. There were camera crews not only from the United States, but Sweden and Great Britain. Everybody at Trump Plaza to see Tyson get in the ring and spar a couple of rounds, to see if the former champ was in shape for his upcoming fight against Alex Stewart 3 weeks from now. This fight was scheduled for September, but back in August, Tyson suffered a cut over his right eye while sparring. It took 48 stitches to close, and the fight was delayed till December 8th. If Tyson wins this one, he's got another shot at the title coming up, the winner of the Evander Holyfield-George Foreman fight. But he told me he's not thinking that far ahead.
Give you my opinion of the situation, but I never think about those guys. It's basically, my intensity and Alex Stewart.
And after his loss to Buster Douglas, there were those who questioned his desire.
Yeah, man, he's going to get in the ring and fight and show people like, well, I can fight. That's basically where it's always been at. You know, you can't be in a situation because one guy had a bad fight. They say, oh, he's over the hill, he's shot. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous that people make those issues. You know, I mean, out of all those fights, one fight I lost, and I won 137.
So after this entire circus that's taken up most of the afternoon with Spike Lee making his movie, Don King in the background, Mike working out behind me, everybody's here, all the local camera crews, some camera crews from overseas. We just found out from his trainer, Mike Tyson is not going to get in the ring. He will not spar today.
Everybody wants to come back Monday. We'll be back sparring Monday. You can take shots every Monday sparring. I'm sorry, but today was our day off.
So if you want to see Mike Tyson sparring, I guess everybody's going to have to come back next week. At the Trump Plaza Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, Mike Forrest for the Mizlu Sports News Network.
Mike Tyson against Alex Stewart in Atlantic City, December the 8th.
And Tales from the Crypt comes an all-new creation of terror. A killing machine more devastating than Jason, more frightening than Freddy. He's Iron Mike Tyson. See Tyson take on Alex Stewart coming Saturday, December 8th, only on HBO. Pray for Alex Stewart.
The World Championship Boxing presents Iron Mike Tyson when he takes his devastating power on the comeback trail against knockout artist Alex Stewart. Julio Cesar Chavez, 71-0, puts his titles on the line against WBC #1 contender Korean Kyung-Duk An. HBO Sports presents a dynamite doubleheader. Iron Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez. Live tomorrow, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on HBO.
He's not the least bit worried about regaining the heavyweight title that he lost to Buster Douglas back in February. Well, don't believe him. Tyson fights Alex Stewart Saturday night at the Convention Center in Atlantic City. The weigh-in for that fight was held Thursday in Atlantic City. Stewart scaling in at 218 pounds. Now, he was to have fought Tyson September 22nd, but the match was postponed because Tyson cut his eye in a sparring match with Greg Page. Tyson, he weighed in at 217 3/4, almost identical. He has had one fight since his loss to Douglas when he beat Henry Tillman in June in the first round. All right, there are the two boxers. There's the tail of the tape. Stewart's 2 years older. He's 1/4 of a pound heavier, has a lot more height and a lot more reach. The records, they're almost identical as well, each fighter with one loss. SNN's Mike Forrest has more in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the final public appearance, the end of a long day, was the official weigh-in, 7 o'clock Thursday night. Alex Stewart first to step on the scales, New Jersey Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazzard at the microphone.
Alex Stewart, 218 pounds. Mike Tyson, 217 3/4.
As he was leaving the weigh-in, I managed to get through to Mike Tyson.
I'm ready. It's not going to last. He's going to suffer very much.
Not you, Charlie.
You look real focused, are you?
I'm ready.
I thought Mike Tyson looked sensational. I never saw his body look that cut up. And at that weight, Mike is going to be very fast, and I think he's going to be too much for Alex to handle.
This last day of public viewing began early in the morning with a long 2-hour news conference. Whenever Don King does anything, it's long. Each fighter had his say at the microphone.
I feel I'm ready, and that's all it was. I got to do this before, take that major step. You know, like Mike did it, my time to do it now.
And I'm in great shape. I'm just ready. If you want to talk to me, I'm over here.
I grabbed Stewart and his trainer Edwin Virouette for a few quick thoughts on how they plan to handle Mike Tyson.
Everybody's going to think it is an easier fight for Tyson, but I'm going to say something. This is going to be one of the roughest, toughest fights for Mike Tyson. I say my fight is going to be a victory in this one.
Why do you say that?
Because he's a good preparer. He's mentally, I train him hard for this one. It reminds me a lot of this fight, Joe Frazier's way. And my kid is ready. I'm ready. I'm very confident. And I mean, I think Tyson's more scared of him than he is for him.
And Alex, you know Mike's going to come at you in the first round like gangbusters, don't you?
Yeah, well, he comes, he's going to get hit.
That first round going to be a big test for you?
No, it's going to be a normal fight. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to hit him, I'm going to win the round. If not, I'm going to go on and try and win the second one. Go on and go on and go on.
Later in the afternoon, Stewart was back in the ring for his final training session. Tyson had finished up his training on Wednesday. The next time Mike Tyson and Alex Stewart meet, it will be center ring Saturday night. In Atlantic City, Mike Forrest for the Mizlou Sports News Network.
One of those I want my title back fights. Mike Tyson will take the ring Saturday night for a second time after losing his heavyweight championships to Buster Douglas. Much has happened since then in the boxing world. One thing has remained the same, however. Tyson's fights last seconds. Can we expect the same against Alex Stewart? Ed Berliner has a preview.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Trump Plaza Arena, the site of Mike Tyson's last successful title defense. It is here that Tyson and Alex the Destroyer Stewart are scheduled, or should we say rescheduled, for their 10-round bout. Since his stunning loss to Buster Douglas last February in Tokyo, Mike Tyson has been on the road back to respectability, and he hopes the undisputed heavyweight championship. The Brooklyn, New York native understands that he has to fight to earn the title, but doesn't understand why he must continuously fight to earn respect.
I've won all those fights. One fight I lost, and I mean, I won 37. You know what I mean? Did that qualify me for any credibility?
The road back began last June 16th when he KO'd Henry Tillman in the first round of a fight that saw a lean, focused Tyson walk through the best punches Tillman had to offer. While most of Tyson's camp views his next fight as an annoying delay to regaining the title, Alex Stewart is not a fighter one should overlook. Aside from Tyson, he's probably the #1 knockout puncher in the heavyweight division. At 26-1, he's knocked out everyone he's ever climbed into the ring with one notable exception. When Stewart took on reigning champ Evander Holyfield, he gained respect as a force to be reckoned with when he rocked Evander during a 5th-round flurry. The fight was stopped, though, in the 8th due to a cut over Stewart's eye. What a round for Stewart! During training and sparring for Stewart, Tyson has looked happier and more confident than ever before. He even has a new nickname, Mighty Mike. Whether he's sincere or simply masking the fact that he has everything to lose in this fight, no one really knows. Unless he wins, and wins big, the number of fans who deserted him after Tokyo will swell in ranks. On the positive side, Tyson has nearly twice the experience in the ring that Stewart does. That's a lot, considering Mike Tyson is a one-round specialist. 46% of his opponents never heard a second-round bell.
Mike Tyson to trap him in the corner.
Keeping all this in perspective, the Destroyer's fight plan is a very simple one.
He's going to try and take me out in the first round. I mean, he ain't going to change his plan now. So once he hits you, I mean, there are 36 guys, 38 guys had planned, you know? Only one work. So, I mean, I ain't going to go in there with no definite plan. I'm going in there to hit him. And, you know, I have nothing to lose.
Stewart, then, has nothing to lose. Tyson, then, has something to prove. Prove that one decisive round in Tokyo means nothing compared to the other 136.
I know I can beat him. I'm confident I can beat him. That's the main issue about anything. I never lost my confidence. I mean, I know who I am. I mean, why am I not the same guy that I used to be because I had one bad night? That's ridiculous.
Mike Tyson just 2 pounds lighter than he was when he fought James Buster Douglas, but he's in much better shape this time around.
Yeah, just a 1/4 pound lighter than Alex Stewart. I don't think it'll go 4 rounds. Tyson by TKO.